Hey! Kylie Jenner, mega millionaire, giant celebrity, a part of the world famous Kardashian family. She has a lot of money. And I mean, she has a lot of money. And I mean, she has a lot of money. She recently made an Instagram post linking a GoFundMe basically for one of her friends, a former makeup artist for her, I believe, who was involved in a very bad car accident and needed surgery. I believe the surgery itself costed $60,000. Let's put that in perspective. Kylie Jenner has a net worth of $700 million. That's 8 zeros after a 7. 4 zeros after a 6 is how much the surgery is. You following? Good. So, Kylie received backlash because she wanted to give attention to this GoFundMe, telling her fans, hey, my friend, this makeup artist, they need brain surgery because they can't afford it. Look, Kylie Jenner has access to everything. She can get anything in the world that she wants, basically. She burns through millions of dollars like it's nothing. Even if she doesn't control her own finances, which more than likely that's not the case, she probably pays someone to do it. She can call up her agent and just be like, hey, can you funnel some money from this account to this account? Thanks. Go. Done! But what'd she do? She asked for the charity of her fan base. Let's put this amount of money into perspective here. This is the issue here. Because if she didn't want all the negative attention, she wouldn't have posted about this. It's that simple. Hey everybody, Stateless Patriot here. Just real quick, if you want to know what obscene wealth really looks like, there's an excellent interactive scale linked below in the description. Check it out. So if Kylie Jenner would have just paid for the surgery, it would have only been about 0.00086% of her net worth. That's a drop in the bucket. Don't believe me? Let's pretend that $700 million was $35,000. That's like an average yearly, like, annual income for, you know. So if you make that in a year, paying for that surgery, you know how much you would have to pay in the surgery's done, this guy's life is saved? $3. That's a medium fry at McDonald's and would have saved someone's life in an instant. The optics of this are beyond insane. She has such a giant audience. She has such a giant influence. Like, she's an A-list celebrity, for crying out loud. She could have used her platform to say, like, hey, it's pretty messed up that in most other very well-developed countries, they don't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a surgery like this. She could have shined a light on how terrible the US healthcare system is, but no. And she later came out and said, oh, all these criticisms of me are unfair. I'm not even really associated with this person anymore. And she did put $5,000 of her own money into it. But remember that example I just gave? It'd be like if I, who would be making like 35 grand a year, if I just chipped in 50 cents and the surgery cost $3. But at the same time, while there's so much struggling in the world, while people are starving, struggling to get by, struggling to make ends meet, can't feed their kids, can't feed their family, wages haven't been increased in years, she can drop $300,000 on a purse like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. Can you imagine that? You could buy a house, like a decent house, for 300 grand. She buys a purse made out of crocodile. And she burns away $3 million on a sports car, a Bugatti. Those are awesome, by the way. Gosh, it's like, you know, you could spend at least some of that to save a fucking person's life? Yeah, I'm getting worked up. You know what? Forget it. I know we look up to billionaires, we look up to mega millionaires, we aspire to be them, so I'm gonna do what Kylie Jenner would do. Grab a Pepsi. Yeah, here we go, see? Peace and love, you know? Peace and love. Oh, Much better. And then a whole bunch of people will come out of the woodwork to say, oh, well, if you want that much money, why don't you just work for it? You know, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You want to make $700 million a year? You want to make $1 billion? You got to work for it. Kylie Jenner was born into wealth. You're basically asking people to be born rich. That's the solution. Just be born rich. See, the conservative ideology is to protect the wealthy at all costs. Shame workers for not working hard enough and fight tooth and nail to prevent taxes from being raised on the wealthy. Because the same conservatives that peddle this shit are the same conservatives that get paid by the mega millionaires and the billionaires to keep that rhetoric going, keep the narrative going that raising taxes is bad. Whereas if we raise taxes on the ultra wealthy, we might actually be able to fund some social safety net programs that will keep people out of poverty. We could literally eliminate poverty in America today like that. But because conservatives exist and this narrative that taxation is bad, taxation is theft, too much taxation is a bad thing, it will never happen. And that is the main issue with this. Obscene wealth, massive income inequality. Can you imagine? Just imagine blowing through a couple $1 million a day just on material items. But you can't toss some pennies to a man to save his life. I mean that's it. Eat the rich, billionaires are trash. So if you're in defense of Kylie Jenner at all, I defy you to tell me how to make $700 million without being born into wealth. And if you're thinking, well, it's not very fair for Kylie to just tell her fans to donate to a GoFundMe when she can solve this guy's problems by just giving up 60 grand herself, start looking into leftism. Look into BreadTube. It's about time that you start understanding how politics affects the lives of literally everybody. Thank you for watching the video. If you like this, and I'm sure you didn't, give it a like anyway. Comment. Let me know how much you hate me. Follow me on Twitter at StatelessPatriots. Be sure to go check out my other videos as well because I work very hard on them. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one.